Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. What's going on today? Quite a big day, really. The AGM has happened tonight at the Philharmonic Hall. Everton look as though they've got their first signing of the transfer window. Not being completed yet, but it is very, very, very close. And will Darren Gibson finally be on the move out of the club? Let's quickly start with the AGM. I've done a reaction video with a lot more detail and I've gone into it there, but basically I'm quite happy with what's gone on tonight. One thing, lots of things were addressed at the AGM as you'd expect. Robert Elstone spoke about a new shirt sponsorship, which is apparently 300% bigger than the last one, which is good, which is great news really, because it's the first sign that Farhad Moshiri is getting into people at the club and, you know, pointing out that these deals need to be bigger and we're starting to increase our turnover. So that was really important. A season ticket price freeze or reduction for next season, which is absolutely brilliant news. You know, for us fans, you know, season ticket holders, I think that's fantastic and well done to everyone involved there, because the fans are the most important people at the club. Without the fans, you've got a shell, haven't you? So, you know, that's fantastic by the club. Also spoke about, you know, we have Bill Kenwright talking about how excited Farhad Moshiri is to sign players. That's fantastic news gone into a January transfer window when we're normally told that not the right time to buy anyone, and we're normally scraping around for scraping around for Anthony Gardner, you know, or Eddie Bosnar at 1 minute to 12 and hoping we can get the paperwork through for Philip Senderos in the hope that he might play one game between now and May. So it's great to hear that Everton want to be active and spend money in the transfer market. And we'll move on to that in a minute. Other things discussed: safe standing. Someone mentioned the question easy for you to say, has safe standing been discussed in terms of the new stadium down at the docks, although the club didn't say that. Bill Kenwright said it would be discussed, but obviously they would take advice from the Hillsborough Group, or a decision would be taken with, you know, we'd be sensitive to what's gone on before, you know, and then obviously the stuff about the King's Dock, the stuff about the dock was important as well, because Everton kind of meandered around it, but Joe Anderson, the mayor, just went full white elephant in the room, mentioned the Docklands, and said that even though there was some hurdles to overcome, you know, it was looking very positive. So, you know, there was other stuff in there as well. Look at the reaction video for that. But really, really positive AGM. But I mentioned January transfer window and Everton not really being active in it at all. Although last year we were active in it when we signed Omar Nias, and we haven't seen him really, have we? So, but this time it looks as though Everton have signed or about to sign their first player of this January transfer window, Ademola Lookman from Charlton, the 19-year-old winger. Looks a real prospect, you know, quick, 2 good feet. Yes, he's been performing at a lower level, of course, yes, but he looks an exciting talent. A lot of clubs were sniffing around him, you know, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Tottenham. Have all watched them, are all sniffing around them, and Everton have moved very, very quickly to get this deal done. You know, Steve Walsh has had this one in the pipeline. He's having a medical. We're expecting that to be fine. Everything else is agreed. So we're hoping that it be announced today, but it's looking more likely to be announced tomorrow now. But he's a real, real positive signing, I think, because he's a hot prospect, beating a few clubs to him. And he's one, I think, is going to go straight into Everton's first team squad. You know, we've lost Yannick Bolasie. That was confirmed by Ronald Koeman at the AGM, that it looks as though Yannick will be out for another 12 months. I think we all thought that anyway. So, you know, Lookman straight into that squad, and be nice to see someone, you know, a little bit different, you know, loads of pace, be able to maybe come off the bench and you know, build his confidence and get his game time up to between now and the end of the season and have a positive impact. You know, and we need players with pace in our side. You know, we're very slow at times, and I think if he can make that step up, and it's a big step up, if he can do it, we look as though we might have a real player on our hands. Obviously, the Schneiderlin stuff continues to rumble on. I think the feeling is he's going to end up an Everton player before the weekend, and that would be great news as well if Everton could get that tied up. An important player. I know some people aren't over the moon with it, but I think he'd be a really, really good player for us. We need another physical presence in the centre of midfield. Yes, Ghana's gone off to the African nations, and we need someone in there anyway. And him and Tom Davies, Gareth Barry, let them fight it out until Ghana comes back. But Schneiderlin, loads of Premier League experience, worked with Koeman before, good defensive midfield player. Yeah, he mightn't be the quickest, but I think he's a good player. It hasn't worked out for him at United. I think he'll do well at Everton. So, hopefully Everton will be able to tie that up. Outgoings, very strong rumours today that Darren Gibson may be about to leave the club. Being linked with Leeds United and with Leeds, Newcastle and Derby County, I've seen today. Darren Gibson is a good footballer if you can keep him fit. I think he's had probably one too many injuries to be able to perform consistently in the Premier League. The Championship is tough, however, it is that little bit slow, and he is a good player. And I think he could do a good job for those clubs. I think his time is up quite clearly at Everton now. And I think it'd be a good move for Darren if he moved on. There's other clubs sniffing around, the likes of Aaron Lennon and Tom Cleverley as well. So Ronald Koeman has got some decisions to make. And finally, Tom Davies. It wouldn't be a video from me without me mentioning Tom Davies. Has been speaking about how Ronald Koeman is helping him develop his game in terms of keeping the ball and, learning that if you give it away at this level, it's difficult to get it back. And Tom Davies wants to get his head down, wants to learn off Koeman and wants to cement that place in the middle of the park. Well, on Monday against Southampton, he went a long way to showing that he can do it at this level. It'll obviously be more difficult if Morgan Schneiderlin comes in and Garner's in there, but it'd be great to have those three, those three really challenging for them places, and obviously the elder statesman in Gareth Barry as well. I think that'd give us a nice core. And I suppose it then makes it easier to lose, say, a Cleverley. If we look around and we've got 3 or 4 who can play that position, it makes it easier to let the likes of Cleverley out the door then. So, interesting weeks ahead. But, that's basically all of the transfer stuff, all of the Everton news today. Don't forget to check out the AGM reaction vid and look out for probably Ped doing this tomorrow. So check that out. I'll catch you next time on Toffee TV.